video is going to be on how I saved $10,000 this year. $10,000 this year, as well as paying off $13,000 in debt. Yes, a total of $23,000 in 12 months. So in 2019, I was able to save at least $10,000 and I was able to pay off at least 13. Of course, those numbers are rounded. I will give you guys the actual numbers towards the end of the video, but I do want to share my 6 tips on how I was able to pay off this debt and how I was able to save as well. So at the beginning of 2019, my whole life pretty much just changed. There were a lot of changes that I made, and I will not say that it was to become debt free, but it definitely helped in becoming debt free and being able to save this money. So the first thing that helped me in this journey was changing my job. I necessarily was not changing my job for the money. I was not happy in my current position. My manager had previously, I don't know if she quit, got laid off, whatever, but she was gone. So I had to make some changes for myself, and that change was to get a new job. But in order for me to leave my current position, I was going to ask for more money in wherever I was going. So I was able to get a better job, better co-workers, awesome manager, along with a $10,000 pay increase, as well as having my CPA test and materials reimbursed. This job change and the retirement benefits also helped me save. It is a requirement that you contribute at least 5% to your retirement account. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. And then on top of that, they contribute up to 10.5% depending on how much you're contributing. When I first got there, I was maxing out my contributions, but getting more into the debt-free journey, I actually took it back down to 5 so that I could focus on paying off more debt and not saving as much. If you don't feel as though you're making enough money, then honestly, change your job, change your career. There's companies out there willing to pay you the money that you deserve, to pay you the money that you're worth. And I'm so thankful for the company that hired me, because they pay me what I'm worth, and they also honestly care about their employees, and that's definitely what I look for when I am searching for a new job. The second thing I did to pay off the debt and save was I changed my living situation. This helped me cut back on expenses tremendously. So at the beginning of 2019 and the entire 2018, I lived in a townhome which I purchased in at the end of 2016. It was amazing having my own home, being able to build my house from the ground up, being able to select what I wanted in my house. It was everything. It was everything that I've ever wanted, everything that I've ever dreamed of. But with new homes, new developments, and in the more expensive areas in town, you are going to pay a little bit more money, and that's what I was doing. Yes, I was able to afford it, but I was not always able to go out and do the things that I wanted to do. I wasn't always able to just get up and go on vacations when my friends asked. I wasn't always able to sometimes just go out to eat when I wanted to, because of course I paid my bills first. I didn't have a savings. Anytime I wanted something and I didn't have the cash for it, I used a credit card. Changing my living situation to my situation now helped cut back a lot, and I mean a lot of expenses. I'm actually paying half of what I was paying with my mortgage, which is amazing. If you do want to know about my expenses, you can check out one of my budget with me videos. I'll link it up here. So with my living situation that I have now, my boyfriend and I, we decided to take it to the next level, which was to move in together. And this went kind of hand in hand when I was searching for jobs, because I decided to search for jobs in the Northern Virginia area where he was working. So I just moved up here with him, and we lived in his apartment for a bit, and then once his lease was up, we found our own townhouse, which is just about as much as I was paying for my townhouse in Richmond, but with 2 people living together, expenses are split in half, so I'm paying half of what I would have been paying if I would have stayed in Richmond. So that helped me out a lot. My advice to you is, if you are currently in a toxic situation, do not go live with your boyfriend. It's not worth it. You're going to end up in the same situation that you were in before, so just think about it. I would honestly say maybe find a friend or a family member who's also trying to pay off debt, someone who knows about the debt-free journey and is wanting to help you to get to that level. It is only temporary until you're able to pay off a good amount, or even to save. Just say saving for a house. See if a family friend or a family member can have you move in with them while you're saving up for a down payment on your home. Just bring up the conversation. Sometimes it goes good, sometimes it goes bad, but you'll never know if you don't ask. So changing my living situation actually pushed me to number 3, which is to find a side hustle. I honestly couldn't find a legitimate side hustle with working a full-time job and also trying to study for my CPA exam. So my side hustle honestly is what is now my rental home. I did not sell my townhouse when I moved to Northern Virginia. I just decided to rent it out, and with the rental income after everything is paid regarding the house, any of that difference just goes into my savings account. And that is also something that helped me get to the $10,000 that I saved in 2019. I know this is extremely hard for a lot of people, but you have to stop eating out. You're honestly throwing away money, and this is something that my boyfriend and I actually sat down and talked about numerous times. When we first met, we will go out to eat all the time. Being that he lived in Northern Virginia and I lived in Richmond, he would come down to see me and we would just go out to eat. But after we moved in together and actually sat down and had a serious conversation about saving, we were able to kind of cut back and stop being so lazy and actually cook. This means making a grocery list, meal planning, going grocery shopping. These things honestly helped me save as well as him to save, because he was the one spending all of the money on food. I'm really adamant about packing my breakfast and lunch now, so that definitely helped me save a good chunk of change, as well as going to Starbucks. I actually cut coffee out of my diet, and in the mornings I've actually just been drinking tea, so that extra $5 a day does add up. I do reward myself every once in a while, especially if I don't have time to make tea in the morning. I'll just throw some money on my Starbucks card and order online and pick it up right around the street from my job. But that's honestly every once in a blue moon. So reward yourself. It's good to reward yourself, especially when you're doing good. Please do not think that I deprive myself of eating out or enjoying my life, because I love food and I love to eat out. That will never change. It is just limited on when I do eat out and when I do eat at home. A lot of weekends we still do go out, but it is not as much as before. So the 5th way I was able to save money and pay off debt is to stop impulse buying. I honestly think that that is an issue that a lot of people have. Every time you see something you like, you honestly do not have to buy it. A note to take away is, if you can't buy it twice, then you cannot afford it. That means to put it back. I have to tell myself this a lot of times. There's things that I want, and I could honestly purchase a lot of things that I want, but I want to be debt free so bad that I put those things off to the side. I could have something in my cart for months, and I mean months at a time, and I won't buy it until I maybe get a bonus, or somebody gives it to me as a gift, or it's Christmas time and I put it on my Christmas list. Those are the only times that I really get the huge things. Last but not least, the most important thing that I did to save $10,000 and to pay off $13,000 in debt is making a budget. Make a budget every single month and try your hardest to stick to it. Sometimes you will fall by the wayside. I've done it. December, I believe I went over budget, and this month I believe I went over budget. December, I went over budget because of my wants. I have this whole mentality where when I buy other people things, I feel like that I deserve something too. So a lot of times when I would go out shopping or I'm shopping online, you know, I would buy the friends and family something, but I would also say, hey, I want this, or hey, I want that, and I will add it to it. And that was honestly not in the budget, but I was giving everybody else things for Christmas, and throughout the year I was not buying myself a lot, so that was my time to reward myself. This just pushed me back from putting as much money as I was supposed to towards debt. It did not put me in any more debt, and surprisingly I did not go over my Christmas budget because everything that I bought for myself was not Christmas, so that kind of went out of my personal money. And then for January, it wasn't my wants. It's honestly things that I needed. The first few months of 2019, my car was still registered in Richmond, so I had to pay personal property taxes that I completely forgot about. So that was mailed to me, which has to be paid. And also another thing that was unbudgeted for was me rescheduling my CPA exam. So those are the two things that were needed. So things like that does happen. Just knowing that you have a budget and you can kind of change things around fixes it. So what's happening with me this month is I'm just taking that extra $60-$70 that was unbudgeted for from my payment to my debt. My debt payment is well over my goal that I wanted to have for January, so it doesn't hurt to take the 60 bucks from it. So just remember to budget. It always doesn't go as planned every month, but the more you budget, the more you know where every single dollar is going, the more you're able to save, the more you're able to put into debt. So that is my spill on how I saved the $10,000 and how I was able to pay off the $13,000. I did not include my mortgage payments in my debt payoff numbers. If I was to include my mortgage payments in my debt payoff amount, that would be a total of $29,000, which is honestly an awesome number, and I wish that the whole $29,000 would have went to debt, because then I probably would have been debt free by now. But I'm not, because I have a mortgage. But as of December 2019, I only have 3 debts left, which is my car note, my water filtration system, and my student loans. So this year, I'm planning on paying off my water filtration system as well as my car note, which will be paid off a year early. The debts that I was able to pay off were my Becker loan, my HH credit card, my American Express card, and my Wells Fargo credit card. All of these were paid off in 2019. And then the debts that I'm still paying down are my water filtration system and my car note, which I will show you guys the amounts that I paid off somewhere in here. And these debts totaled up to $13,081.94. Yes, I paid off $13,081.94 in the year of 2019. So what I saved in 2019, they're scattered across multiple accounts. For one, my emergency fund. This came from me putting money aside each month so that I could build an emergency fund, so that if something happened, I wouldn't have to put it on a credit card. Putting money aside for my paychecks, as well as whatever additional income I got from my rental property, is what my emergency fund consists of, and that was a total of $2,153.49. Next is what was in my sinking fund account. So I honestly depleted most of my sinking fund account. I only left a few categories in there, and that was only a total of $359.84. The third account that I was able to have with my savings is my retirement account with my current job. Total contributions for 2019 was $3,649.14. And this is only what I contributed. So when I first started off, I was contributing 9, and then once I got serious about my debt-free journey, I brought it down to 5. And then my employer match was $1,204.41. Now, the last two accounts that I have are my 401ks with my previous jobs. And no, I am not contributing to them, but the money is invested, so I've been gaining. I've been gaining free money from my money just sitting. And for one of the accounts, which is my Fidelity account, I gained an additional $1,971.34 from the money just sitting in my account. Get you a 401k. That's all I'm gonna say. Get you a 401k. And then for the second 401k that I have, that account only earns $725.24. But between the 5 accounts that I have that consists of savings in 2019 consists of a grand total of $10,063.46. So I was able to save $10,063.46 as well as pay off $13,081.94. And the 6 tips that I gave in the beginning of this video are what helped me with this. And if you honestly stick to a budget and you follow some of these tips, you will be able to pay off and save just like I have. It might be more, it might be less. Every penny counts. There's people out here that anytime they get an extra $5, they throw it towards their debt. I actually just let mine sit until the end of the month and then make a huge payment on it. That's just my preference. Everybody has a different preference, and that's just what I prefer. But just take these tips into consideration and just know that just making little changes, it honestly helps. So that is my spiel on how I saved $10,000 and how I was able to pay off $13,000 in debt. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Also, if you have not subscribed, go ahead now and click the subscribe button down below. And if you have any questions, go ahead and comment. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. I will give you guys the so if you come on, just what's the word?